everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're making a really fun dessert, coconut flavor walnut brownie cupcakes. They're completely free of refined sugar, naturally sweetened and gluten-free. Originally, the recipe was brownies in a tray, but I ended up using cupcake molds and honestly I love them even more this way. They're easier to portion, look great for serving, and they still have that rich, satisfying bite. These aren't super sweet on their own, but they pair beautifully with ice cream. So if you'd like to add some extra sweetness, you'll love that combo. Here's everything we'll need today. Half a cup of coconut flavor, about 60 grams, half a teaspoon of baking powder, a pinch of salt, 3 large eggs, 2 ripe bananas mashed, 1/3 cup of melted coconut oil, a teaspoon of vanilla extract, a splash of almond milk if the butter feels too thick, and finally the star of today's recipe, walnuts. I will be using chopped walnuts inside the batter plus a few extra on top for crunch. Let's start with the wet ingredients. I will mash up the bananas until smooth. The riper the bananas, the sweeter the cupcakes will turn out. To that, I'm adding the eggs, melted coconut oil and vanilla extract. Give everything a good whisk until it's nice and creamy. In another bowl, I'm combining the coconut flour, baking powder, and a pinch of salt. Coconut flour is very absorbent, so don't be surprised if the batter feels thicker than regular cake or brownie batter. Now, I will fold the dry ingredients into the wet mix. Once that's combined, I'm adding in chopped walnuts. I like to keep some pieces small so they mix throughout and some bigger chunks for texture. You can also serve a few for topping. I've lined my cupcake tray with paper liners and now I will scoop the batter evenly into each one. The batter is thick, but that's exactly what we want. These go into a preheated oven at 175 Celsius degrees or 350 Fahrenheit degrees, and they will bake for around 22 to 25 minutes. While those are baking, let's talk a bit about these cupcakes. They're naturally sweetened with bananas, so if you're cutting down on sugar, this is a really nice alternative. Coconut flour also makes them gluten-free and higher in fiber, though it does give them a slightly different texture than regular brownies. Because I didn't use chocolate this time, the flavor is lighter and more nutty. Honestly, I think these cupcakes pair perfectly with a scoop of vanilla ice cream or even some Greek yogurt. If you want more sweetness, you could add a drizzle of honey. Alright, our cupcakes are out of the oven and have cooled down. Let's take a look. They've got a beautiful golden brown color. Inside, they're moist, a little dense, and packed with that nutty crunch. Let's taste one. I really like this. They're different. They're definitely not overly sweet, but that's what makes them so versatile. For me, pairing them with a scoop of ice cream makes them absolutely perfect. I hope you give this coconut flavor walnut brownie cupcakes a try. They're wholesome, easy to make, and a great option if you're looking for a zero sugar dessert. Thanks so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this recipe, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who loves healthier desserts.